Hi, this is Camilla Blossom, and I will be reading from my book today, Chapter 7, Magical Meetings with Fire Elementals. And the book is Sacred Spirits of Gaia, Co-Creating a New Earth with Fairies, Elementals, Ancestors, and Spirits of Land. I will also be using the cards about the fire elementals from my Sacred Spirit of Gaia Oracle deck. Let's begin. Magical meetings with fire elementals. Sun, fire dragon, and humankind. I didn't always invite fire elementals to my parties. To warm up to the idea of fire dragons, I had to have gentle and beautiful fire dragon experiences that included meeting a white mother dragon who licked everyone in sight like a mother nurturing her babies. I feared my own power, my inner fire, and personal power. I carried cellular memories about the destructive power of fire. In past lives, fire killed me, fire burned my home and family, fire burned my lands. Fire was a weapon used against my ancestors, and sacred Kundalini fire of sexuality was shamed in my body, in the body of my ancestors. It was time for fire teachings. Fire dragons and goddess Pele invited me to their active volcano on the big island of Hawaii in 2017. Before I left, I had a vision of flying over the vast ocean on the back of a dragon. I saw myself circling an active volcano with kahunas, lightworkers, and medicine people of the lands. My soul was called to play a part in a powerful shift through the volcano. Shortly after I arrived, Kailua began erupting. Places were destroyed, new land was born. Powerful energy of destruction and creation permeated the lava landscape. My time in Hawaii was a big teaching in physical embodiment. As the big island is a powerful global root chakra anchoring point. The Aloha Mahala spirit is welcoming and beautiful, and the land demanded my full presence and permission to be there. It was a keen time for learning about the fire of my passion. Plant medicine journeys fueled expanded states of consciousness and visionary experiences that changed my life. I learned to embody states of enlightenment and anchor my crone self as a grandmother or spiritual teacher. I recognized my blood was the same as Pele's lava. The lava that runs through my veins is love. I was initiated as a Pele priestess of fire, and my elemental dragon ancestry was activated. This is from the fire elementals. We spark, we ignite, we rage, we change, we alight. We are light, changing formless, fluctuating, burning bright, steaming. We change everything we touch. We are beings of energy. Our fire is never afraid. We burn with desire to consume and fuel change and evolution. We burn the way for consciousness to come. We burn the illusions away. Our volcanic rocks steam away your dross. All that is left is truth. Honor your fire. Honor our fire. Fire is clearing the way for a new heart to be born, a new life of fluidity in flames. Let your phoenix rise from the ashes. The fire elementals help us spark creativity and build our life force energy. Fire elementals, including solar dragons, salamanders, fire dragons, serpents, fire spirits, phoenix, volcanic goddess Pele, fire beings, fire fairies, and sprites that inhabit spirit energy and create fire, heat, and light. Elementals of fire have a strong spirit that is cleansing, clearing, transmuting, transforming, creative, and destructive. They live inside Mother Earth's core and in her molten lava. Fonts of fire reveal themselves through eruptions of lava as she forms new lands. Kundalini fire, in the form of a fire dragon, moves through ley lines the same way our life force circulates in our meridians. Kundalini fire is the fire of consciousness and enlightenment. Fire tends to be the element most feared by humankind. Fear of skin cancer from the sun, wildfires, volcanoes, anger, burnout, sexual power, and Kundalini awakening may close our relationship to fire. Yet we are fire beings as much as water beings. We are crystalline solar beings. Fire represents personal power, will, desire, anger, even violence. Our culture does not teach proper use of power or what it truly means to be empowered in our own truth with a healthy trust in spirit. I find it best to experience fire as elemental energy within my own body, to engage with it and integrate an understanding of fire and life force energy. I envision and feel fire in my belly, my ovaries, my head and heart. Ultimately, we can learn to work hand in hand with fire elementals, co-creating in partnership for the benefit of all of creation. Fire requires respect. Many of the wildflowers burn out of control because the forests are not allowed their natural burning cycles. When they finally were given the heat of flames, they raged and were destroyed. We are now understanding the imbalances humans have caused. Remember to honor the fire elementals and not judge their purpose. In the early days of Fairy Congress, fire elementals were upset because they felt neglected. We started giving them more attention and recognition, and it made a world of difference to them and to us. Don't you love the warmth you feel from a campfire or a big hug from the loved one? Honor fire and let go of the fear of fire in your true personal power. Fire is love. Fire is light. When you love the fire elementals and honor them in their essence, you allow them to express themselves in a healthy and or necessary way. Do you need to create, express your wildness, stand up and speak your truth, or use your anger to fuel a new purpose? Flames burn in your body with energy and purpose. Are you acting on behalf of your inner fire? Your flames may be smoldering, dim, healthy, or a raging bonfire. How do you tend your fire in your power? Ask the fire elementals, fire dragon, the sun, and your human kin to light up your world and teach you the power of love. Allow Kundalini to activate evolutionary enlightenment. Your creativity, passion, sexuality, confidence, and enlightened spirit burn with an eternal spirit flame. Remember to stay grounded when you play with fire. I'm going to start with sun, and I'd like to show you this very interesting card. When I was setting up the candle, look what happened. The sun got scorched, but I thought, well, it seems appropriate somehow. So the sun, radiate your intense light. I am the shining sun, source of light, warmth, and love. I radiate source consciousness and send powerful emissions of light particles, waves, and frequencies to awaken all beings. Earth empaths feel my solar flares, sunspots, activity, and eruptions as energetic shifts, emotions, or physical symptoms in their bodies. These are kinesthetic reminders of our powerful ascension process. Connect with my solar essence and receive the love I shine on you. When the sun is out, especially in winter months, we tend to feel happier. It is powerful and healing to connect with the sun and receive its joyful life force. You are receiving evolutionary gifts, activations, cosmic plasma upgrades, and light codes in its continual offerings. Sun is our source of life. We need solar energy to stay healthy and energized. Ancient cultures, and some of us today, see the sun as divine source, grandfather, or creator. Of course, we can't live without the sun. We blossom under the sunbeams of love. So why not honor the sun as a conscious being? We can align with the sun through a sunflower as well. The yellow-faced beauty allows us to soak up joyful, happy rays simply through its presence. Placing sunflowers in your home, growing sunflowers, hanging sunflower art, eating sunflower seeds or butter, or taking sunflower flower essence are ways to infuse ourselves with a flower named for the sun. The sun and sunflowers are confidence builders for leaders and can free us from depression or stagnant states. The vibrational medicine can help us stand tall with a healthy personal power center, our third chakra. During a water ceremony on the Big Island of Hawaii with elders and ceremonial people, we gave thanks and asked that our prayers be carried by the sun to cover the whole planet. We had begun the ceremony at dawn and finished at dusk, so we used the beautiful sun and the reflection of sunlight on the moon to carry our prayers for the waters. Something moved deeply within me to recognize the power of this simple asking. We have the authority to ask the sun and moon to witness and carry our prayers around the globe as the earth turns to meet a new day. These prayers were made for our children and children's children. When I was offering planetary healing, solar dragons from the sun came forward. They wanted to work with me and others on behalf of Gaia. I was really excited to work with them, as each one was a different color. When they worked together, they formed a rainbow of colorful dragons. These fire elementals emit very powerful, radiant light from the sun. They are of the sun. When I organized a meetup group in a neighborhood in Portland, Oregon, a group of us worked with the solar dragons. We met in a circular park and garden in the center of a neighborhood I chose because it aligned with ley lines, was designed using sacred geometry. The streets radiated out like spokes in a wheel in each direction from the park. The streets were designed to circulate and distribute energy in each direction. The park was very close to an area I had done work with others on behalf of the dragons and ley lines. It was interesting to see that lots of businesses had dragon art or named their businesses after dragons in that area. I was told intuitively that this was a key central location in Portland and it needed grid and alignment work. I asked my meetup group if they were willing to help with earth healing. Everyone was interested. We arranged ourselves in a circle to anchor the energies, and then I called forth the sun and solar dragons to enter the circle and do their work for Gaia. We had visions of massive dragons circling with us and then flying out in each direction to circulate and move the energy more expansively. The group energy rose in excitement as most of the people experienced dragons through their intuition, inner sight, and feeling nature. I don't always know exactly what is at play in these endeavors, except that it needs to happen, and we as humans are needed for it to happen. The others sensed they had contributed in a powerful way to offer what Gaia needed. Flash forward years later, and I was called upon to do some timely global healing work for the planet with a small circle of dragon healers. The energetic clearing process we were offering was slow going until I mentioned my work with solar dragons from the sun, as well as primordial dragons deep inside the earth. When we invited the dragons from above the earth and below the earth, the heightening of power was palatable and stagnant energy began to move. I am grateful for the solar dragons. I see each of those colors like powerful colored rays of light that help the evolution of Mother Earth. Massive solar flares are becoming more and more common as we move through the ascension process. I, like many light workers, sensitive earth empaths, and blue rays, feel the effects on our energy bodies as massive amounts of geomagnetic energy, solar flares, plasma, cosmic rays course through Gaia in our body's nervous system. According to scientific studies, solar activity like a solar storm or a solar flare activates people, creates social unrest, leads to more violence, exacerbates existing disease, and causes emotional imbalance and stress. At the same time, solar activity increases creativity, innovation, and positive change. It is like a massive catalyst for everyone all at the same time. It can cause all sorts of body symptoms called 5D ascension symptoms or spiritual flu. I try to focus on rest and creativity when symptoms get rough. If you want to relate with the sun more, greet the dawn. Give gratitude for the sun's presence, even when it's behind the clouds, and celebrate the life it offers you. Honor the dance of the honeybees. Honor the solar feminine rising, Sophia. Open your palms to receive the sunlight. Every day, remember when you look at the sun or feel the warmth on your body that you are a star too. You are a spark of God, a ray of sun, a sparkle of spirit. You are the sun of your own life, a star of your own life story, and a radiant being of spirit. At dusk, watch the sunset with gratitude for your day. Co-creating with the sun. The sun ritual is sit outside in my sunlight, open and receive my rays into your third eye, palms, and on your skin. Sip in my energy. Fill your cells with my life force for more energy. Imagine your body full of golden yellow light and joy. Connecting to the sun. Here are some ways to deepen your love of the sun and connect with its consciousness. Hold an intention to connect energetically and spiritually with the crystalline grid of the sun. You may feel a shift in your body as you align. Imagine solar rays shining upon your body and filling up your auric field with usable light, energy, healing light codes, and beneficial plasma. Take flower essences or tinctures made from yellow flowers like sunflower, buttercup, St. John's wort. These safe and classic natural remedies infuse you with sunny, happy, and confident light and can help ward off depression or gloomy moods. Imagine you have a mini sun in your solar plexus area and heart area. Visualize your inner suns radiating with light and love. Release your fear of the sun. We have been programmed to believe the sun is too powerful to interact with, that it is dangerous to look at, and that it will burn your eyes, skin, and give you cancer. Of course, be safe, but know the sun loves you. Next, we have the fire dragon. Enlighten Kundalini awareness. My body is the element of fire and spiritualizes as pure light. I am a primal force of creation. As an elemental and guardian of fire, I am the earth's Kundalini fire of expanded consciousness. I work with enlightening crystalline and plasma energies as a powerful awakener. I help in your evolution by awakening memories of mastery, lifting your light, burning away old constructs, and igniting new intentions that spark creativity and expanded life outcomes. My fire can destroy what needs to go. I meet regularly with the Dragon Council. It is a sacred space where elemental dragons come together in a circle to communicate and build co-creative relationships. Dragons have invited me to join them at times when we need to work together. Sometimes it is about planetary healing work. Other times it is of a more personal nature to help me build my energetic mastery in the ascension process. The Dragon Council has something to share. Fire Dragon can help us build and hold a steady flame in our hearts, a flame of truth. This flame empowers our self-expression and capacity to love. It will help us radiate our light into the world. Back when I had a unicorn garden, I created a space to connect with fire dragons and fire elementals at a fire altar. I grew flowers and herbs and placed sacred items and a statue of fire dragon on the altar. My fire elemental dragon was horseshoe shaped. I attempted to grow onions, red peppers, marigolds, red lettuce, and Tulsi basil, but the garden didn't want me to grow food, so I shifted to flowers and plants that reminded me of fire, either through their orange, red, yellow colors or fiery shapes. I placed a dragon-headed statue piece of driftwood at the top of the garden and planted nasturtiums, snapdragons, calendula, basil, and marigolds. The fire altar garden provided a great place to receive the warmth of unconditional love, a sense of family, transformation, creativity, and empowerment. Sitting by the fire altar, I imagined fire dragons helping me build up the fire in my belly to strengthen my will and be more assertive. I was prompted to host a fire elemental tea party to open and activate this fire elemental horseshoe. For a few days before the tea party, I sensed dragons from near and far to take part. I realized that this sweet little tea party might be a powerful event because fire is passionate and can cause great change, transformation, and even ignite destructive fires. Everywhere I went, I saw vivid red colors, red plants, red clothing, bright red things. I felt powerful life force energy surging through my body to shift, realign, and prepare me for the party. At times, I had to lay down and rest. My heart felt like it was expanding to receive the fire dragon power. Energy fluctuations and spiritual activations are a common occurrence when I prepare for events and ceremonies. I prepared food as offerings to the fire elementals, the salamanders, the fire dragons, fire fairies, fireflies, dragonflies, and fire sprites, as well as for the humans. In a book by Almeen, I read that dragons love pink tulips. I couldn't find them in the Dalles, Oregon, so I asked the dragons if they wanted anything else. They told me beer. The beer aisle wasn't inspiring at the store in the Dalles. When I looked at the 6-pack of Budweiser, the dragons told me, the beer we want isn't in this store. Go to the grocery store in Hood River. In Hood River, I went looking for pink tulips and other offerings. Was there another flower they liked? I heard a dragon's voice say, we prefer pink tulips. Pink tulips are the tastiest, but we would be fine with another type of pink flower. I found pink tulips and headed for the beer aisle. Numerous microbrews lined the shelves. I wasn't sure what the dragons and fire elementals would choose. None of the bottles had dragons or fire in their label artwork. I muscle tested and chose McTarnahan's Ale. The dragon said, yes, that's the one. As the tea party approached, I observed and prepared. Black turkey vultures flew over the land when I returned home. Children and adults started gathering, and we headed up to the unicorn garden. I offered an arts and crafts project to help us see with the eyes of the dragon. We drew pictures and colors on strips of white cloth and glued on flowers, beads, baubles, googly eyes, and bells. Then we tied them on a headband or belt on our bodies. It was a way of becoming a dragon and seeing through their eyes. A buzz of activity ensued. We offered gifts at the fire elemental horseshoe altar. We sprinkled red rose petals, bits of string, dragon-shaped sticks, a little dragonfly bench, and small wood, volcanic ash, flowers, mica, and smoke tree branches. Others brought fiery branches, sunstone, and a beautiful ceramic art stone with a picture of a dragon. We lit herbs and smoked out the garden. I poured beer into the glass mug in the center, and foam flowed out. One of the children dipped flowers in the beer foam and flicked it all around. The kids placed sparkling mica and rose petals inside the calendula flowers. The buzz continued as we spread our gifts all around the garden. I opened my perspective to the fire dragon and fire elemental realms and saw a feeding frenzy. It appeared as if the fire dragons were famished. I sensed them gobbling up all the food offerings. It was a feast of delight for the dragons. Yummy, delicious, tasty, and nurturing. It made me happy to see this. It felt very touching to honor the fire elementals for all they give us and to feed their hunger for a loving connection with humanity. We drank red sun tea made from hibiscus flowers and calendula, St. John's wort, mint, and lemon balm from the garden. The tea looked like dragon's blood. It was tart and captured the energy of the sun and flowers in a delicious way. I knew that the rainbow-hued solar dragons had blessed it for us. We sipped the magic tea out of small red cups and gave some to the dragons at the fire altar. We moved our dance inside the horseshoe and became dragons ourselves. We made sounds and songs and movements and merged with dragon energy. The spirit of fire activated fun, playfulness, and strength. The dragon spirit filled our hearts with joy and healing. The dragons reminded me of the way they are very powerful, big, and expansive, and at the same time, loving, joyful, and playful. After the fire dragons were fed, it was time to feast and celebrate with food. We loaded our plates with treats. Each plate was a potluck feast for the eyes with beautiful shades of reds and oranges and other fiery hues, including chili chocolates, mango with chilies, red peppers, purple beet hummus, red watermelon with orange and yellow calendula flowers, gingerbread cookies, red velvet volcano cupcakes, and even orange jello treats. We placed the spirit plate of food out for the dragons and the fire fairies. My vision for the fire altar activation came in the form of a huge white, nurturing mother dragon, licking everything and everyone with her huge tongue. Mama Dragon was offering unconditional love to us as if we were her babies. Talking to a friend a few days later, she told me she took a nap at the same day and had a dream about a huge white mother dragon licking everything. The mama dragon asked me to place a bowl with small citrine stones that looked like dragon eyes on the altar. And then a friend gave me a number of white stones. She called them dragon teeth. The fire elemental horseshoe altar was now activated. Maybe our ancestors had relationships with fire-breathing dragons. In many cultures, dragons played a key role in animating the element of fire. Dragons and humans were companions, guiding people on shamanic journeys to meet their ancestors, revealed this exciting possibility. One of my dragons appeared to me on a day when I needed to display incredible strength and courage. It's been with me ever since. New ones of different elements have appeared at times. I was ready to integrate their energetic gifts. We can awaken a dragon companion or our ancestors' dragon if we choose to align with dragon energy. Dragons show up in our life when it's time to awaken, as they signify enlightenment and power. They are showing up again in great numbers after being locked away in ancient history and treated poorly as perpetrators and destroyers that need to be slain. They carefully show up for those who are kin to them and will honor their purpose and power and seek a relationship that is healthy and respectful. Dragons are showing up for people in many beautiful hues, from red to golden green to rainbows of iridescent glowing colors and crystalline forms. They are guiding people to the healing they need by walking them through the fire of transformation, acting as guardian spirits, and teaching humanity how to harness and use our power of love and light. This is from the fire dragon. I come in love with love for all of humanity. We aren't always in communication with humans because of the nature of fire and spirit, but it is time for this communication to open. There is a danger in fearing fire for humanity, as it can shut off the vehicle for transformation. We ask to be appreciated, honored, forgiven, and loved. When you approach us this way, you empower us, and we, in return, empower you with the strength of your own being and give you the motivation, passion, and capacity to take needed action. We activate your sense of power, awe at your own power. We are mirrors for your body. We are here for the ascension of all beings, and we come from the stars as you humans do. You will not learn about fire from talking or conversing. We use a spirit language of light. We transfer our power and light through transmissions of energy and ancient wisdom. Respect us, dragons, as you respect the power of fire, lava, volcano goddess Pele. Respect your own power. No one can take Pele's power away. No one can take your power away. You too are a force of creation. During the wildflowers that swept through the Columbia River Gorge, I met with a group of healers and lightworkers in Hood River, Oregon, to share a fire ceremony and connect with the elementals of fire. We wanted to be more proactive in honoring fire dragon and fire elementals. We wanted to listen, learn, and participate in creating more harmony. We journeyed to the other world on the sound of drumming to meet with the fire spirits. It was powerful to make space to honor the fire spirits when most people were in fear and dread of wildfires. The destructive fire was burning huge swaths of forests, homes, and even communities. I have a lot of compassion for those suffering as a result of fires and storms, and there are ways to open in non-duality to a higher perspective without judgment of fire as good or bad. Even as I stayed inside for weeks because the air was toxic with smoke, I knew something bigger was at play here. Fire is a master cleanser and transformer when energy gets stagnant and congested with negativity. Wildfire activity reveals great imbalances created in our environment, and fire offers a way to create forest rebirth. Fire dragons and fire elementals tell us that they do not wish to be blamed, feared, nor disrespected when they do their fire burning. The fear humanity holds for fire creates more combustion and acceleration of fires. There is something much bigger at work that has to do with a planetary imbalance. The land has been polluted, mined, raped, pillaged, and treated as an unlimited resource for humanity's uses. Forests have not been honored, protected, nor stewarded properly. These paradigms of thinking have caught up with us, and now we are seeing the consequences of our actions. Because of my relationship with fire dragons, I see things from another perspective. This perspective asks us to be the solution through new consciousness. During my experience on my drum journey with the spirits of fire, the fire dragon showed me a circle of fire that was flaming in numerous colors. It was a breathtakingly beautiful circle of teachings about fire. Each segment of the circle was a new teaching that the fire spirits offered to humanity to learn more about this amazing element. I knew that I was entering a time of learning as a student of fire. How do I respect fire, honor its spirit, co-create with fire, be safe with fire, balance my world so I do not create excessive fire? How do I express my fire as a woman safely? How do we as a culture learn to be with fire in a healthy way? I'm learning every day with the help of the fire dragons. We all carry the spirit of dragon within as we all come through a spark of divine spirit into the body for enlightenment, for embodiment. Dragons are the movement of fire or spirit into form to become physically expressed. At the core of your being is this untouched, beautiful essence of your spirit. This is your dragon self. Expression allows your spirit to shine and guide the soul's earth walk. By animating this aspect of your being as a personal dragon, you get to have a relationship with your spirit fire and learn more about yourself. You get to feel more passion, step into more power, feel more sexual, creative life force moving through you so you can act upon your desires and purpose. In addition, you will open a whole range of dragon activity that is beyond the veils in other dimensions. You can learn to perceive this connection and come into greater relationship with dragon elementals of the lands, waters, and fires. During a visionary journey, I traveled into the cosmos and landed on an unfamiliar planet. There was a massive dragon there, as big as the planet. As I watched, the dragon breathed fire and ash in and out through its nostrils. I noticed 7 specks of ash emerging from its massive nostrils. Each speck journeyed out into space. It dawned on me that one of these specks of ash was me. After this experience, I began seeing another aspect of my multidimensional self as a dragon. I claim this part of me as an elemental fire dragon. It helped me integrate some fiery aspects that I felt were missing and fueled my interest in exploring dragons and fire dragons in particular. Sometimes I wonder who the other 6 specks of ash are. You have a fire dragon that burns inside you. It burns to know you better. It is you. You have a guardian fire dragon that watches over you and your ascension awakening. Get ready for some beautiful flames to leap and radiate from inside your heart. You are an enlightened being that illuminates your dragon self as love mastery. Whether you experience your fire dragon as within, without, or both, it's time to let your inner flame grow. Empower how you express love and burn the dross of illusion. Let your passion take root and catch fire. Co-creating with fire dragons. Fire dragon ritual. Light a candle or fire and call me down to spark, ignite, or stoke your inner flame. Let go and let me engulf you with the fire of spirit. Breathe with me to build more heat or settle my flame. Solar light activation. Connect with Fire Dragon for an activation to build more life force energy, enthusiasm, and passion for life. Open your mouth and take sips of air as if they are fire. Imagine this fire moving and flowing joyfully up and down your spine, through your nervous system, and into your DNA strands with love. See your DNA strands spiraling. Ask to meet Fire Dragon. Ask Fire Dragon to give you a solar light activation. Relax and allow the radiant light of your spirit to receive the transmission. Take your time. Allow Fire Dragon to offer transformation and renew your creativity. Humankind. Empower community creation. My body is a beautiful crystalline form and a beacon of light on earth. Everything I am, do, and envision, no matter how small, has influence for my world and our planetary evolution. For me, it is best not to judge others. Acceptance creates peace. It is time to create community by working together. Together, we have the power to create new worlds of kindness, love, and beauty by holding visions, acting, and witnessing its creation. I gathered with several others who were involved in the Arboretum garden near my home, Karen, Lisa, and Harry. We entered sacred space by the western red cedar tree and opened to its wisdom. The land, garden, historic house, and grounds are a not-for-profit organization with board members and volunteers involved with differing agendas. Trying to maintain a neutral position, we felt that our community ritual would bring deeper land connection, understanding, and help us cultivate a witness state. The energy of those present was deep and beautiful, and we seemed to naturally connect in an energetic dance of peace and purpose. We chanted and sang and offered our prayers to the land. As we touched the branches of the cedar, I felt a great presence of wisdom from the ancestors. This tree was here much longer than any of the humans vying for status or control. Cedar told me, there will be a great reshuffling. The tree grounded my love for the land even deeper and lifted my perspective above the human dramas playing out. Since our ceremony, there has been a reshuffling of the organizations and people involved. Human relationships have been a big area of learning for me. Sometimes it's easier to head off to the woods and be in nature. Relationships with nature and the realms of fairy and nature spirits is safe and very satisfying. As I open my heart to grow with other humans, share vulnerabilities and more of myself, I have grown and blossomed as a human and a friend, mother, partner, colleague, teacher, and in all the roles I play and in who I am. It is such a joy to come together with others in a beautiful reciprocal relationship. I always felt the need to be part of a community, and interestingly enough, I have experienced an abundance of loving community and kin by pursuing my passions and following my intuition. I enjoy creating and playing with others who share values of kindness, caring, and compassion. Co-creating with humans out in nature is delightfully expressed when I host events as well as attend healing and herbal workshops. The herb fair, barter fair, singing alive, plants and chant, Portland Plant Medicine Gathering, and numerous fairy and human relations congress events. These events are an instant infusion of community and kin. I feel transformed by the love and care of others who shared the love of plants, Mother Earth, water, and fairies and elementals. At these events, there is permission, encouragement to take off our masks and be our true selves. I celebrate playfulness, attunements to wild nature, and alternative ways. Singing, drumming, ceremony, and being with kin is magical and life-affirming. To me, it is the way to experience being a true human in global community. Humans are meant to gather and dance, sing, and play together. Among my favorite endeavors as a teacher was taking people out on the land in the Columbia River Gorge on wildflower walks. My plant allies wanted to meet more humans to share the magical medicine of the wildflowers. And people love wildflowers. I meditated beforehand to determine the best location to spend time with the poet's shooting star. I wanted everyone to enjoy fully blooming flowers for the day I had scheduled the walk. It's important to line up the location and the timing perfectly, especially when I name the wildflower we plan to see. Though my intuitive communication with Poet's Shooting Star, I was given a location. So I advertised the wildflower walk and we carpooled to Cherry Orchard Trail. I'd never been there before, but I was trusting that my intuition would pan out. We walked up a number of switchbacks high up the cliffs above the Columbia River Gorge. The hikers were game for anything involving wildflowers. Suddenly, the path opened to a magnificent, lush green valley perched in the rocky cliffs. It was breathtakingly beautiful. It felt like we'd entered paradise. Everyone fanned out in the expansive meadow to look for Poet's shooting star, a small, multicolored flower. The wildflower has a black pointed tip that points down to earth and deep pink colored petals that flare back with a ring of yellow and white and mysteriously geometrical black lines. Robbie called out first, "Come look." We ran over to where she stood and basked in delight as hundreds, if not thousands, of Poet's shooting star colored the landscape. Fairies circled around us with glee. Hee hee, told you so. Our group spent time singing, playing, admiring, and meditating in the sun with the wildflowers. For Robbie, this was a very special occasion, as the very first flower essence she purchased from me was Poet's shooting star. She resonated deeply with the wildflower, and even though her walking was limited, she chose to bring her walking staff for support and hike up the steep switchbacks to find the flowers. She said the flower essence helped her feel more grounded and present in the moment. She felt more of a sense of belonging on earth and to her body. Poet's shooting star as a flower essence is very helpful for highly sensitive humans, star seeds, as an energetic support to help them work through issues centered around their birth. It can be challenging and confusing for star seeds to incorporate on earth and feel that they belong here. The wildflower is a beautiful ally to celebrate embodiment in our human body in the moment. I love what Robbie wrote about her experience taking the flower essence. I see that the way I was living was from the outside in, and now being present to myself from the inside out is a whole new reality that's much more honoring. Robbie represents the best of humanity. Her kindness showered over all who knew her. She practiced compassionate communication, was an important and well-respected elder and grandmother for a wider community. She even celebrated her own passing in 2021. We became very close over the years, and she invited me home to live in her house at a time when I was in a challenging transition. On August 8th, 2014, I moved out of my house in Washougal, Washington, without a dime to my name, and heard that my dear friend had jumped off the Taos Bridge to his death. I was devastated. I had nowhere to live, no money, and was experiencing the tragic loss of someone I loved. I drove to the Unity Church in Portland for support. They called in one of their lay ministers. He gave me a $20 bill for gas and sat with me in my grief. I needed help. My family helped out, and Robbie in Hood River and Alice in Portland gave me places to stay. I was grieving and unclear where to move, so I alternated between Portland and Hood River for several months. Finally, Robbie said, "Camilla, now that you live here," I knew I'd come home. While I lived with Robbie, I met the Blue Elf and was soon propelled on my path as land alchemist when I moved to Mosier, Oregon. Even in her passing, I feel Robbie as an inspiration for living in a community-based life of interconnectivity and kindness. Are you happy to be a human? Are you proud of your humanity? There is immense untapped power in your human beingness. Now is a powerful time to claim the power of your creative mastery, to be in a circle with other humans and sacred spirits of Gaia. You are an important part of the web of life. The sacred spirits of Gaia love you and are thrilled to find themselves in communion with you in your beautiful humanity, shadows and all. You may know special humans who, through their beingness or actions, have shown you a courageous way. The power of a smile, a kind word, a thank you, a loving hug, or a song sung to the honeybees can and does share your world, change your world and the world around you. Acceptance of yourself and others neutralizes the dance of drama and polarization that creates separation. Love your humanity. Co-creating with humankind. This is a humankind ritual. Invite human friends, family, and neighbors to join you. Gather in community and share your visions for a new earth. Speak of the land, the water, the fairies, elementals, ancestors, and trees. Ask each adult and child in the circle to share what is in their heart and share a feast afterwards. Host a fairy tea party. It's fun to host a fairy tea party that serves a larger purpose. Magic happens when you gather people to connect with you and make space to open to more intimate communication with the seen and unseen realms of nature. Here are some ideas to get you started. Choose the theme of your party: fairies, dragons, gnomes, unicorns, mermaids. Ask guests to bring food that fits the theme. Light a candle for the fairies. Share why you hosted this party and love the fairies. Make a blessing for Gaia, the land and water. Honor the indigenous ancestors of land. Honor the elemental and fairy realms. Do an arts and crafts project for the fairies. Sing songs or use chimes, bells, and drums. Have everyone pick a card from the Sacred Spirit Oracle deck or another deck and share their card with others. These parties elevate what it means to be in a co-creative community. Most of all, have fun. So that's chapter 7 about my magical relationships with the fire elementals. I hope that was inspiring for you. And it was a beautiful kind of remembering for me how much I love them. So have a beautiful, fiery day. Thank you.